Okie dokie, we've got a bit of rain coming in today, so it's been a bit noisy in the background, so sorry for the audio's a bit crap on this one. Try and keep my voice up so you can hear what's going on. We're going to explore the possibilities and different alternative uses of this Vevor 15T short stroke hydraulic hole punch knockout tool. Made a simple adapter. What have we got here? There we are. Simple adapter, it's an M20 by 1.5 threaded bolt end basically, with a M12 by 1.75 hole in the middle, bored all the way through and threaded obviously. We're going to give that one a go, see if that works for what we need. So just the premise of this is your traditional screw-in bush puller tool. You screw them in and you can draw them through. These are a pain in the butt when you're working on the car, because you need to be able to get behind and swing spanners and get to places and work behind stuff. They're just not the most convenient thing to use, plus they take a bit of time to do. Obviously you've got to screw everything together. So they work, don't get me wrong, I've used them for many years, but they're less than ideal in some situations, especially if you're working on the car on suspension joints rather than just this anti-roll bar drop link like this. So what I'm going to do is we're going to test this out and see if we can do something with this little cylinder about trying to make it all work. Let's pull that off, that's a nice fit. Yeah, that one's fit. Buggers. Right, so this anti-roll bar drop link, I don't know if you can see it or not, it's actually bent. It's on the edge of snapping. I've got one here where it actually has snapped. So, God, the rain's coming real down now. So, I'm going to take the bushes out of these. I'll make some new drop links, probably in steel. Figure out some other bushes for them, but I want these bushes out of here for something else. So I'm going to take them out. Nice and simple. Let's unscrew this. Where are we? Can you see it down there? Yeah, just about. Let's unscrew that. Screw that in there. This is the standard drawbar you get with the kit as it comes. God, that's really getting noisy. I have to do something about sound attenuation on the roof of this thing. The shed's recently been built, so I'm still getting there, finalising some bits off and what it needs as far as being used as a studio, as it were. So bear with me on that one, please, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. I just stick that through there, like that. That can just go on the top of there, like so. There you go, you can see that on the other camera on the right there. Right, so standard normals. Lock the valve off. Wind that down a bit tighter. Lock it off. Pumpy, pumpy, pump. You can see that being joint foot and pump handle out the way, so you can see it going on a bit better. Let's see how many times it takes to do this. Wind that on a bit more. Lock it up and draw that all the way through, and that will come free. Like so. So that's that. That's the extraction. Let's just unscrew this. Anymore. That served its purpose. So that works really, really well for getting them out. All this is a piece of just normal ERW tube, and I've just ground the seam off on the inside. See the shiny area there? Just ground the seam off. Nothing special. So that's that. That's out. That works. I'm happy. If it works to pull them out, chances are it will work to pull them in as well. Bugs. So let's try the next one. Now the next one actually doesn't need to be taken out, but for the sake of demonstration purposes, we're going to give it a go. Put that back together so we don't lose it. Let's move these out of the way, we don't need those right now. So this here, some of you might recognise this, some of you might not. It's a bit dirty. But this is a upper control arm, spring perch carrier for a BMW E36. It's been modified, it's been repaired, it's been galvanised, it's had, I'll show you one there, without losing everything. This end is custom, carries a ball joint now rather than a bush. And to this end, we're going to give it a go and see if we can get this this bush out of here. Now, when I built this arm and these rings, if you want to know how I built the rings for this, I've got a video on it, forming rings on a hydraulic press. I made that, honed the size inside, sanded the outside, cut the end of the arm off, and welded that in place using a jig that I've made up from an already existing arm. So that's all nice and happy in the right place. So let's see what we've got here. So this is just again a cup, drawing cup effectively. You can see where I've taken the seam out of the inside. I'm going to put that on there, seat that down over the rubber. Where's the other one? I'm losing my mind. So that's the pusher. Is it this one? Nope. Maybe. You fucked off over here. Right, cool. So, it's a bit big, but it'll do. What else we got? Do you know what? I'll use that one for this. Yes. That can sit on there. And we'll put that one on there. Yeah, that'll work out nicely. So again, this is just a ring I rolled. It was one of the ends of these that I made the test piece. I've just taken out the centre slightly larger so it fits the ball joint. Yeah, this is the same ball joint, so it fits inside there to draw it out. You'll probably be doing a little bit looser because you do get corrosion around these, so a bit more freer play would work. Let's give this a go anyway. Stick that on there. Stick that on there. Stick that down in there. Forget my adapter. Little bastard. So the adapter screws in there, like so. Do that left-handed so you can see it. Just slightly subsurface, nothing mad. You want to be able to get it back out again. It's not too hard to get back out. You want to make sure you can do. And then that goes on there. Just give yourself a bit more working space on here. And then that should be it. Let's move that out of the way. I'll leave that camera in a minute. Screw this in all the way, that'll do. Screw these down. So it'll probably take a couple of bites at this to do it properly. And I will lay it down for this one. Let's get these out of the way, we don't need them today. Right, so get that all lined up so we're true and happy. Like so. With that, and let's give this a pump and see what actually happens. First time trying this, genuinely first time trying any of this setup. This is what I originally bought this for, really. Just doing stuff like this. So let's see if 15 ton is enough to pull that ball joint out of there. Does not appear so. Ooh. What broke? There you go. That's why you need good quality threaded bar. I told you that was tight in there. So it's got force, it's got enough pressure to snap this anyway. Okie dokie. So that was a fail. So I'll have to find a bigger bit of rod. However, I'm pretty certain that if we had a more substantial threaded bar or drawbar, something more in the nature of this. And the good thing is we didn't strip the threads out on the adapter, so that's all free to spin still. So that wasn't our failure point, which is good. Our failure point was the threaded rod. So I will do something about that, make something similar to this so we have some strength. I've got some 12mm drill rod, silver steel, which I'll put a thread on the end. We'll figure out the right length for it and we'll give it another go in another video. But in principle, that's what I bought this for. There's a bush puller and seater. Let's see if the adapter comes out alright with it. I've got something go in there. Yeah, it's nice and free. There we are. Alright, cool. So in principle, the bit was actually looking at the adapter and will it actually do its job. Does actually do its job, which is nice. The bit we didn't make, and to be fair, this has probably been used before, so it might well have been stretched. There were some issues with the thread going up, or the bolts going up and down this. The bit we didn't make isn't no good. So we'll make something out of some stronger material and give this a go again. But like I say, when I built these, they were very stiff in there. So it might be that this material just isn't strong enough. Well, it blatantly isn't. We'll see what we can do with that. Under normal applications, with your normal arms, where you've got bushes this end and you've got this ball joint is the one that goes. This ball joint normally goes this end. Well, it doesn't actually, because this is the upper arm. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So we normally have, this is the inside end of the car, where you normally have a bush. I got rid of that, didn't like it. And this is the one that goes into the actual hub carrier, into the trailing arm. And you, on the M3s and E36s, and I believe the E46s, they both had ball joints top and bottom of the trailing arm links. So normally, when this is seated into the hub carrier, into the trailing arm, it will pull it out no problem at all with the standard fitment. However, because of the very tight tolerances on this, and it is tight interference fit, it doesn't want to pull it out with the standard stop. I suppose might be tougher, could be stainless. Have a look, can we? See if this works. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Well, we've got the nut, the connector nut we've got. It's threading on most of the way quite well. Threads are a bit dirty. So I don't know what grade this was as far as the steel is concerned, but I'm guessing it's not an 8.8, probably a 4.8, something of that nature. Came from Screwfix, it's just standard threaded rod in an M12 or 1.75. I was actually concerned about the threads being the weakest point of this. So I was going to make them an M12 by 1.5, but it's much easier to be able to use standard hardware if you can. So that's what I built it for. Oh, is that going to be long enough? We'll have to see. There's a bit of the galv there. Right. Thread you on there. Yeah, that'll be right. Put you back on there, put you back on there. Alright, we haven't got enough length. I wonder. Bear with me. Okay. That might work. Let's put all these back on here again. See if we can space it out. That on there. And we're going to need that one on there. Oh, that's going to be too long. Maybe. It's even longer. Let's try spacing it some more. And you can see from these, if you can see that, these are all bent from the force that's been on there. Flip them around the other way. Whack some washers on, whack another washer on. Let's see if we've got the right depth this time. Right, that might actually do us. Do a couple more just to be on the safe side. Let's see if we can get this demo actually working. Oh yes, and that'll work out just nicely. Okay, let's get that into there again. lined up. A little tighten down, hold it all in place. Let's see if we can get this to actually pull this out. That's close enough. Right, 15 ton. I'm guessing this is going to snap this threaded rod as well. Oh, no. There we are, look at that. Don't know if you can see it from there. So I've got a feeling this is stainless. And the other reason why I don't really want to use anything other than that. Cool. That's awesome. Stainless is stronger than that threaded rod we had before, obviously. Oh, this is cool. I like this. It's working out nicely. I've got to be careful with this because this ball joint actually is in good working order, as I said before. So I don't actually need to change it. Tighten that back up. But I am going to pull it out and then reseat it for the sake of the demo. There it comes, look at that. Look at that. Oh. She's coming lovely. Yes. Nice. Oh, look at that. She's almost halfway out. Look, you can see it there. Look. Coming out a treat. Right, we're going to have to adjust this setup again slightly. Because we're running out of spaces. Yeah, that'll work. This. I'm liking this. How much have we got left of that? That's good enough to use. Throw another spacer on there. So the only thing I've got to figure out now is the correct length of this drawbar, which isn't going to be too difficult, all said and done. Don't need that. Nice. Nice, throw it back in there. There you go, in principle that's the end of it, really, end of the demonstration. You can see how it works, you can see that it works, and obviously you can see that when I build the right little bit of adapters and kit for this, it will fit in decently small spaces, and more importantly, you can hand tighten one end and just put it through from the other side. So that makes it eminently more usable to me, and I imagine a lot of you other guys. There we are. No, but there you go, see it just drop off there? That's what we're after. Cool. Oh, look at that. So we have the draw cup, as it were. Let's get some of the excess galv off that. We have the ball joint. Nice. And protecting the rubber on the way through. You can see no damage to that whatsoever. We have the push cup, I guess. So, that fits on there nicely. Protects the rubber. I only got this piece of round tube from local steel supplier, nothing special, just something that's about the right size. As long as it fits inside this hole and over that rubber, and you grind off the seam inside so you're not damaging that piece of rubber when you put it on, you'll be fine. Cool. One ball joint, extracted, with no damage, and I can promise you now, if it will take this one out of here, it will absolutely take stock ones out of rusted arms. I can promise you that right now. So our big failure, store-bought threaded rod. Good thing about this is you can use stainless rod because you're not using the strength of the screw threads as a turning force, so you're not going to bind them and they're not going to gall up. I'm pretty sure that's what this rod is stainless. Probably an A2 from the look of it, knowing what we have locally available. Brilliant. So, I'm happy with that. It works. We have a ball joint extracted from an arm, which is a very tight fit over normal. We have simple to make and produce and get hold of equipment for doing the job. And our baby, the 15-ton hydraulic press tool, which is now upside down. There we are. I'm guessing I'm going to have to make the base for this now so it holds itself in a nice position. And yes, I could have done it on either of the big presses I've got behind me. But again, doing that means you've got to take it off the car. Using this means that you don't. And just to prove, there we are. No damage to the adapter. Again, I know this is a grade 8.8 threaded bolt. Actually, it's a bit of threaded bar I had for some other projects previously, a different tyre. But this is a M20 by 1.5, grade 8.8. Again, M12 by 1.75. Not the most ideal thread for strength, but as you can see in this application, way strong enough to do the job we need to. So with your different size pulling cups and your press cups, you can do pretty much anything you want to on the car so long as you can physically get the tool in to do it. Brilliant. Right. Happy days. I'll catch you guys in the next one.